Okay, hello everyone. Today we are gonna be watching Darkstars versus Fluffy. Going straight into the lobby bans. We have Nathan, Glue, Grok, and Joy have been banned out in this series, and it would seem that right before I clicked start, someone on the side of Darkstars went up into the spectate area. Hmm.
I am the moonlight that breaks through the darkness.
Okay, so we're gonna be off to pretty interesting start because I guess they're just gonna ban and pick anything so we can restart the lobby here.
Payback time.
Come and join me in my dream world.
Come on, Dexter. It's our showtime.
Your team is picking.
Get lost or get
Team
arrested.
is picking.
The Immortal One chose me to vanquish the shadows that plague this world.
Now Kai enters the scene.
Your team is picking.
Pain is the
Strap
proof
in.
that I'm still
I'm
alive.
here to
Your
rock
team
your
is
world.
picking.
Okay, we're just gonna wait for them to quickly pick this hero so we can get started with this redraft.
I am more
Your
than
team
a
is
weapon.
Wipe
Your
out
team
all the
is
injustice in
picking.
the world.
I am vengeance
Your team is
incarnate.
My tail's
Sniper
been
ready.
itching for a
Give me a
real
target.
fight.
Welcome to Mobile Legends. 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them.
Just gonna pause twice so that they know that they should restart. Okay, looks like everything is in order. Hopefully this time nobody goes up. All right, so now we're getting into it for real this time. Nathan, Joy, Grok, and Glue have been banned out in this game one,
They call me
and it looks like Darkstars will be going for that
falling
Yushenshin
apart.
ban here. It looks like it will be the faster ban for Fluffy, which is surprising. Yeah, but Mosquito Dio has been very performant on Fasa in the previous games that he has played. And we're actually seeing a CC ban from the side of Darkstars,
Pain is the
as well
proof
as a
that I'm still
Brody
alive.
ban. Okay, that was unexpected, seeing Brody ban out in the first phase.
Shadow of obscurity.
Your team is
Sancho.
picking.
Okay, and that would be Hayabusa
Muscles of
from
iron,
the side,
bones of steel.
Only love and
followed by that
night.
Gatsukacha and that Sicilian. Yeah, which is pretty interesting. I guess the Hayabusa can go after the Sicilian here, but that Sicilian has been heavily contested in all the previous matches, either being banned out or outright being picked, and most likely, like mostly a first pick. But we can see Mosquito Dio on that Zask, as well as Amir locking in that Ruby. So I guess we might be seeing a Ruby gold lane here, and picked up early at that. Um, we still have that Dragon open, which is another heavily contested pick in this Nostalgia Cup. But now instead they go for the Lancelot. Yeah, the Lancelot was open, and that's a very good answer for that Hayabusa. But I guess that Ruby pick is coming in anticipation of that Lance as a potential counter here. But now that the Gatsukacha has picked, and the counter to that Gatsukacha is indeed the Minotaur, and he will be banned out. So, yeah, I guess maybe that Zach's pick could have come a bit later, but Dio could be scared that they would choke out his pool. And we're gonna see a Granger ban. Yeah, because Holy Crystal had played that Granger multiple times in the previous game. I guess against Shinigami, and the Granger did perform and they came out on top. So that's a respect ban to Holy Crystal there. But from the pick of Super Saiyan,
Time and tide wait
I
for
said
no
it's
one
gonna
in
be a
this pure
Beatrix
girl.
locked. And I guess we've only seen the Beatrix in one other game, which was NCZ versus Darkstars. So this would be the second time Darkstars are facing off against this Beatrix, I guess.
Now Kai enters the scene.
And Anakai,
May you find
Anakai
tranquility
Rome
in
Your
battles.
team is
with a vengeance spell. No, I'm not sure about this Akai on vengeance, guys. Like I am a fan of the Akai as a hero, but yeah, definitely not with a vengeance.
Life.
But I guess the vengeance is probably an answer to the Beatrix. But yeah, X-Bug being picked off as the last pick for Fluffy here. And I'm gonna have to lean towards the side of Fluffy's draft because they have the early game. They don't really do have the early game. They have a lot of late game scaling heroes from Sicilian to Lancelot to X-Bug and even Beatrix. But then Lancelot isn't a complete lockout in the early game, so they'll be able to manage. But then the side of Darkstars have a way more oppressive early game lineup. You're seeing that Zask as well as that Akai. I guess that Akai might be an experienced link Akai and not a roam, and we'll be seeing that Badang going into the room. But we can't be sure just yet. No, actually, it is it is a roam Akai on the Vengeance. Okay, so um, getting straight into it, I would say that in terms of range and damage and front, I will give the draft to Fluffy, but in terms of snowball potential, that would have to go to Darkstars here. Yeah, but we can see Big Face just doing his usual emote spam as the game just starts. And actually, that is gonna be a Ruby Gold lane versus the Beatrix, and it kind of just makes it but that sanguine claws plus the bat impact, and it looks like Mosquito Dio has burned his flicker, and you don't want to be spending those skills, those battle spells this early into the game. But right now we can see just how oppressive this Ruby Gold is being against Holy Crystal here, just standing in front of the tower without caring the world. But yeah, Holy Crystal is gonna hold that last minion, freeze the lane, and keep. But no, actually, that last minion will be taken out there. And over in the bottom lane, we just see Lucifer has recalled because of that damage coming from Super Saiyan on the Xbox. But this is we're having a more or less slow start to the game. The turtle does spawn in 15 seconds, so they're gonna want to be rotating. But yeah, Kitsune having to get out of there as he could have gotten snuffed out in that position. But oof, over here Shady is just gonna be going for that XP crab. And right now we have the two roamers, not with their level 4s, so it's gonna be hard. Shady going in with the Oigi Shadow quads, but no, he would not be able to secure that. And Lucifer having to use that fist wind to push Big Phase out of the way. Yeah, I guess this is gonna be Fluffy rotating to that top lane. Yeah, this is, like I said, this is gonna be a kind of slow start to the game. We're just seeing right now Puller actually on level 4, getting close to his level 5. Oh, and that is the ultimate committed by Holy Crystal to get that gold crab. So right now, Fluffy sitting at a 1k gold lead. There are no kills in the game yet. It's oh shit. But that's gonna be the heavy spin committed in the mid lane. Kitsune does not get it, but that flicker plus the fist, crack fist. Ooh. That's gonna be Puller in that backline, getting hit by that Dominator's Ascent. The damage coming in from Mosquito Dio will be enough to eliminate Puller. Super Soul. Ooh, but that flicker from Holy Crystal. Not gonna be able to, but the Sanguine Claws catches Lucifer. And that is going to be the first fight of the game. Even though Darkstars came on top with that fight, there's still a 1k gold lead in favor of Fluffy here. So not much has changed in the game. The turtle is up. Super Soul, I don't even know how to pronounce this guy's name. Super Soul Fidai, Solafide. Abi. The Lancelot is in his jungle, and it looks like Darkstars might not be contesting this. Oh, that Nightmare spawn placed there, but looks like that will be an invade into the jungle of Shady. They try to commit a Grand Theft Purple, but it looks like that Dominator's Ascent, but he would have to flicker out of there, and he falls to the last insanity of Super Saiyan. Amir trying his best, but he will not be able to dish out enough damage. And the Turtle, as well as Mosquito Dio's life, will go to the side of Fluffy. Right there, you can just see a simple objective take and the conversion into the purple buff. And yeah. Amir actually being called out here. He has to use the I am offended to stop that phantom execution, but that would not be enough. Kitsune catches Holy Crystal. The Dominators are sent to secure that kill, but Mosquito Dio is caught between here and Lancelot. Oh, he gets caught by that Sanguine Claws. The taunt rolls in the background to get that damage onto him, and Lancelot will be able to get out of that fight unscathed. But in the meantime, Shady together with Lucifer take down that mid lane, and that is a lot of map being opened up there for them. Ooh, that phantom execution going in, but the I am offended into the tower, and it's gonna be Pooler that is tanking those tower shots, allowing Lance to escape. But that quad shadow landing onto Lancelot to secure that kill. But look at Lucifer, he has a position. He lands the fist crack plus the fist break, and he would not have the sustain or the damage to take them out. Yeah, but taking a look at the items, we can see Holy Crystal being the most gold in his team right now, and he has gotten that Malefic gun. Phantom execution onto the Turtle, and that would be, I think this is the third turtle of the game going to the side of Fluffy. Darkstars have not been able to contest so far, but they have gotten that mid lane tower, and it just, we can see the effect right now where the sides of Fluffy have to be playing it safe, because they don't have a tower to fall back on if a fight should break out. Ooh, but that Sanguine Claw, and that is going to be a kill onto Kitsune from the Xbox with the last insanity. But the Nightmare Spawn plus the Dominators Ascent, and the fist break onto Tree. Holy Crystal will be the one to fall, but Lancelot in the backline. That is the phantom execution. The Tundra doesn't land, but that quad shadow isn't enough. Mosquito Dio, and Amir is the one to secure that kill for his team. Right now, they have been able to even up the map and actually take the top lane tower as well. So that's gonna just make the game a lot more. They can push the advantage more. But oof, over here in the bot lane, the fist break, fist crack combo onto Big Face, but he is able to escape with his life, and it is Shady that will fall. But over here, Kitsune with that knock up onto Poola. He's not going to be able to tank those Lord swipes, but he pops the Revitalize and heals up from that damage. And that's going to be the Lord actually going without any contest, as Shady had already died. over here. Big Face overstepping his boundaries. He does use the Bass Feast. I don't know why Amir didn't use the um I'm offended, yeah. Over here in the bot lane, Holy Crystal not getting caught by Lucifer here. He will be the one to be taking all that damage as the Lord is marching down. Oh, Last Insanity coming back Super Saiyan. He flickers out, but that heavy spin not being enough to help his team escape. And Mosquito Dio will also fall as Super Saiyan and Holy Crystal actually get that Sky Piercer, which is kind of an interesting choice for the Beatrix. Probably because of that Ruby. Ooh, that I am offended does not land.
Blue team base turret has been destroyed.
Phantom Execution plus the Taunt Rose. Okay, right now we see Fluffy just holding a 6k gold lead. They have opened up the map, taking down one of the inhibitor towers, and the style of Darkstars just they don't really have the late game comp um, against in comparison to Fluffy. They have 4 late game heroes here, so it's gonna be really tough for them to make a comeback. But as we all know, there is no such thing as impossible in MLBB. But that fizz break onto Big Face, he has to pop the Bass Feast, but he would also Lucifer will fall to that Bat's impact. Dominator's Ascent, is that gonna be enough to save him? He's able to escape with the use of a flicker, but Kitsune, he does get that heavy spin to try and pin Lancelot into the tower, but no, he would fall before he is able to do that. I hope you guys can hear me because I am seeing some comments in the live stream. I hope this has nothing to do with the stream itself.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Okay, looks like that is a pause request coming from Holy Crystal. If I see another one up,
Red team turret has been destroyed. Red team has slain the Lord.
okay. I'm guessing that was not a pause. Okay, so that's a pause request. So let's grant this pause. Yeah, so not very sure what's going on. They just taking the load, but they might be experiencing some network issues. But yeah, Darkstars are gonna have to defend this load. It's gonna be going straight for their bottom lane that has no inhibitor tower. So I guess the front line being Kitsune here and the luck of having that vengeance means he can tank, sustain some more damage. But it's gonna be really tough because it's just gonna be Kitsune. I'm not really sure if Badank is building a damage build, but unless they're able to get like a wombo combo onto the backliners of Fluffy, while the side of Darkstars just focus on clearing the Lord. It's going to be a really tough one to defend because they don't have the tower yet to where the Lord is marching down, and the front line is Oliana Kai, so it's going to be hard for him to sustain all that damage coming in from all of the team members of Fluffy. Yeah, but 40 more seconds for the pause, and then we'll be able to move on to this Lord defense right now that's gonna be marching down the base of Fluffy here, of Darkstars. Okay, let's get back into the game. Hopefully, each team do not have any problems with their networks. And it will be Big Face getting that Grand Theft Purple onto the buff of Darkstars. Ooh, but that fist break onto Lancelot, but it would not connect as he uses the Tundros to get out. And Kitsune hasn't committed the heavy spin yet, but Holy Crystal actually getting caught by that. I am offended. And he will fall. But that Dominator's Ascent to try and go onto Big Face. The Sanguine Claws is used, but that heavy spin. Amir over in the backline against Tree, but he's not able to deal enough damage. Shady going in with that Iggy shadow kill. Big Face really pushing his luck with that HP here. Lucifer does have the flicker, but looks like he will not be committing as the team still have the 2 inhibitor tower standing. Oh, Shady. Yeah, he's able to escape. Looks like that Badank is going for that tank build, but then it doesn't look that way when he's getting hit by those bad impacts by Big Face. Ooh, it looks like Darkstars will be trying to contest here. Lucifer coming from that back line to get that fizz break, and it will be Darkstars to secure that Lord. Lucifer, Doigi Shadow Q going on to Big Face, but that will not be enough damage. The quad shadow, will he go back in? He does go back in, and that is a shutdown for Shady as well as a Lord for Darkstars. Super Saiyan has used the last insanity. It looks like they will be able to try and get some more map control with this load. That quad shooter doesn't quite land onto that Lancelot. You have the Lord marching down at the bottom lane. And it's only gonna be Mosquito DO here and his like Merrick spawn. But over here in the mid lane, ooh, looks like there might be a flank coming on as the Lord charges into the tower. But Kitsune would actually not commit to that.
Red team turret has been destroyed.
That's the Dominator's Ascent as well as the heavy spin onto Lancelot. But he's able to use the Tundros and the Phantom Execution to barely escape. But no, the quad shadows plus the Oigi Shadow Q from Shady. But Shady will be falling down to that damage coming in from Holy Crystal. We can see currently on the 17 stacks on that Sky Piercer.
Turret has been destroyed.
Okay, and ooh, but that flicker plus I am offended plus the flicker fist break fist crack, but the damage is just not enough. Mosquito Dio will fall next, and it's left only Kitsune to defend the base.
Blue team base turret has been destroyed.
That heavy spin going on to Pula. They're not able to get him into the crystal. But that'll be a conceal. Oh, Shady not able to use the Iggy Shadow kill, and that will be game one going to the side of Fluffy.
Victory!
I would say that they did have the right idea. They just went in sync to get that combo coming in from Amir and Lucifer at the same time. And maybe that Dominators are sent into the back line as well to be able to secure those kills. But instead, they ended up not sinking that the most and dying and losing the game ultimately. But we can see big face here on that fall on 15 KDA and 31% damage dealt. He took all his haters personally that have been frequenting the live stream, and he's trying to prove us wrong. But yeah, we will be moving on to the next game. This time it would still be Darkstars to pick if they want to be first or second pick. Okay, right now we are getting both teams into the lobby. And as the new rule that was stated, it's up to the losers of the game to decide what pick they will get. Okay, we're gonna be moving into the lobby bans here, and as first pick, Darkstars would be getting the first ban. Okay, it looks like that would be a grok for the first ban. And we might be seeing some lineup changes here. Lidux as well as Mosquito Dio being subbed out for Shady and Mosquito Dio being subbed out for Lidux and Don Dipsy. Okay, so we're seeing a Grok, Nate, Joy, Nathan, and Glue. And the last man from the side of Fluffy, Bean Pooler, is actually offline right now. So we will be waiting. But I guess this is just a repeat of the first game bans, so we aren't really seeing an adjustment right now. But they might be going for the Sicilian as the first pick this time, considering how much that Sicilian performed, and this swap for Mosquito Dio to Don Dipsy. We might be seeing a Sicilian first pick. While we wait for this last member of Fluffy to complete the lobby. Okay, that is the side of Fluffy is now complete. And we would get into it.
They call me a hero because I
Your
saved my
team is
nation from
banning.
falling apart.
YSS being banned out here again from Darkstars. It looks like we might be getting a repeat of the first bans, of the bans in the first game.
Only love and night.
Your
And
team
this
is
time, the
banning.
Sicilian banned out from Fluffy to probably deny that Sicilian first pick coming in from Darkstars, as they are the first pick again in this match.
Thorns remain.
Your
Should
team
petals
is
fall?
banning.
Yes, this is a beer tree, and we're seeing that Lancelot,
Pain is the
because that
proof that
Super
I'm still
Serafide,
alive.
really caused a lot of problems for
Let
them.
them play
And
the hero.
it's gonna
Team
be
is
I will be
Lidux
the
locking
truth
in
this
that
world
Yu
desperately
Zhong
needs.
as a first pick this time. This is the second game in the series. Hayabusa. Are we gonna see a switch between the junglers? The Lancelot has been banned, but that Hayabusa is open for the taking.
Among the planes
Big
exists the
Phase will be
equilibrium
on that
which I was
YVE
meant for.
against this Yu
Your
Zhong.
team is picking.
Kill without conscience.
But I wonder if we're gonna see another Ruby pick here from Ramir, or if he would be going for a Maxman. Looks like he would be going for a Claude, probably to counter out that YVE.
Some lessons
And Don
need to be
Dipsy
rewarded.
will be locking in Kimmy here. So okay, yeah, right off the bat, this is a pretty interesting draft from both sides. I do like seeing that Kimmy mid lane, this because she's just so very much oppressive and deals a lot
I
of
will
damage.
choose my own
But
path.
Super
Your
Saiyan
team
locking
is
in
banning.
a surprise here as the Alots. So we're gonna be seeing Alots XP lane. Are we gonna maybe the jungler has already been picked? Wonder what roam they would pick with this Alots. I would have said maybe a Fredrin jungle, but then that's not gonna be possible.
Your team is banning.
Oh, and the last member actually not
team
banning
is
anyone, but the last ban from Darkstars would be that Xbox.
Muscle of iron.
Your
Bones
team
of
is
steel.
picking.
Okay, so it's gonna be another Gatsukasha ban, but this time the Minotaur is open,
On the case.
and Lucifer
24/7.
will be locking in
Your
that
team is
Fredrin,
picking.
as well as another Estes pick. We're seeing an Estes pick again. The first time we saw one was yesterday
Who
versus
says a dragon tame
Xenagog
can't be
versus El
graceful?
Catel, and both of them ended up using that Estes, and both matches were won with that Estes pick. So yeah, pretty well-rounded draft coming in from Darkstars. They have the dive, they have the damage, they have the front line. So I'm gonna have to give the draft a list for my preference to Darkstars, and yeah, it's also a good one coming in here from Fluffy with high. But I guess it's, you could say it's kind of all over the place, having a YV um and an Arnold, but then it does work. And Hayabusa is kind of like burst plus DPS and an AoE tank. Uh, but yeah, it does work. It is a good draft here. So we can just have that final slash into the real world manipulation or the reward manipulation. Although the AOG is a very far range skill, and the YV might not be able to reach there
Welcome to
immediately.
Mobile
But yeah, we
Legends.
can have the AOG plus the reward
5
manipulation go
seconds till
down,
the enemy reaches the
while
battlefield.
Hayabusa focuses
Smash
on
them.
that pickoff. Yeah,
All troops
but right
deployed.
off the bat, we're just seeing. Okay, no, that is not a pause request. Right off the bat, we're just seeing Kitsune over here gonna have a hard time dealing with that guy Tokacha as a frontline hero. Don Dipsy actually helping Lucifer to clear his jungle. Ooh, but the side of Fluffy rotating to that top lane. Gonna try and put some early game pressure onto Lidux. They are not gonna be able to catch on, and he does burn the Petrify. So that is sort of a win for them, getting one skill to be used out. Yeah, but on the inverse scale, we have Kitsune here rotating to the bottom lane. I'm just gonna try and give some heals to Amir, as well as a 90% slow being used up. But yeah, this is we saw a slow start to the game in game one. We might be seeing the repeat of that here in the game two. Oh, Don Dipsy getting that immobilized onto Big Face. The damage from those bullets are nothing to scoff at, but oh, that skill one also shredding Don Dipsy's HP. Yeah, the YVE got buffed with her first and second skill, so she does have a bit more of an early game poke presence. But over here in the bot lane, the quad shadow going to land onto Lidux. He uses the Petrify and the Furious Dive, but he will fall to that reward manipulation from Big Face here. Now it's only Lucifer and Kitsune to go for this Lord. But oh, the final slash doesn't land as Lucifer does flicker out of there. The Quantum.
Red team has slain the turtle.
Oh, Don Dipsy being hit by that quad shadow, but that would not be committed to as he has already used the shadow kill. Ooh, the steel bones catching onto a mirror, but right now Amir is in a dangerous position, but no, he doesn't get hit by that ult. Yeah, both teams were seeing the side of Fluffy having the gold lead here. Over the 9k gold, but that steel bones, the taunt is used, but that is not gonna be enough. He still has that appraiser's wrath that lands plus the blazing duets, but that will not be enough damage. But that traction pulse, Holy Crystal just narrowly escaping his death. The taunts used, but no, the quad shadow will be masterfully played there to secure that kill onto Lucifer. Oh, Lidux just really having a hard time versus Super Saiyan on this Alot. We can see him going for some damage, but ooh, looks like Don Dipsy got caught right there. And Nero just spamming that recall. You can tell that they're having a great game. Attraction pulse landing the backline, but the petrified, the black dragon form is popped. And looks like it will be Lidox to this to secure that turtle, but that taunt. Ooh, the Praiser's Rat just missing there as Solafide will use that quad shadow to exit the fight. I wouldn't really be saying I've seen the effects of that Estes in the fights. Um, that quad shadow landing onto Kitsune, and he's able to get that kill without the need for the Oigi shadow kill. Ooh, but over up there in the top lane, Lidox will fall again. Yeah, he's not having a good game. He's currently on a 0-3-0. And but yeah, I'm just noticing that kill counts being on a 7-0.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Non-Dipsy has completed that Sky Piercer though. And oh, the taunts going on to Nero. The Furious Dive plus the Black Dragon form being committed. He gets hit by that Traction Pulse as well. And he finally falls to Nero here, as well as Super Saiyan falling. The Oigi Shadow Q committed onto Lidox. This will be the first 2 kills on the side of Darkstars.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Right now we can see Amir actually keeping up in gold on the 4.2k and having 0 deaths, so it's really gonna be ooh. But over here in the back line, that blazing duet onto Big Face, but that damage will not be enough. The Traction Pulse actually lands onto 4, but Lucifer does not have the HP or the defense to sustain all this damage from everyone. But that is gonna be a legendary for Super Solafide.
Blue team turret has been destroyed.
Oh, the taunt onto Lidox here. He has popped the Black Dragon form. The real world manipulation, but that Furious Dive plus the Petrify will be able to secure that kill onto Nero.
Been slain.
And then Mia actually fall into the damage of Holy Crystal and Big Face in the back line. Okay, so right now I feel that Fluffy is just gonna try and play it safe, wait for the Lord to spawn, and try and push with that Lord. That is the Black Dragon form popped here. The Traction Pulse doesn't land. Lucifer getting cup by that Oigi Shadow Q. The reward manipulation going in, but that's the Blazing Duet committed into the backline. But ooh, Amira single HP from drop in, but Super Solafide does secure that kill.
Red team has slain the Lord. Blue team turret has been destroyed.
That Fredjin actually hasn't gotten a Dreadnought armor or anti-cuirass here versus the Hayabusa. Oh, but the traction pulse does land. But that's gonna be the real world manipulation committed before the Lord actually marches down towards their base. Not really sure if that was the time to spend that skill. Oh yeah, this. Ooh. That'll be the taunt onto Nero. The Black Dragon form has been committed. And it looks like he's able to find the Petrify and Furious Dive onto Big Face. The Revitalize will keep him alive long enough for Holy Crystal to dish out the damage. There's a Legendary going on to Kitsune.
Destroyed.
They have pops the Holy Shields. Traction pulse to catch onto Nero here. Oh, and that reward manipulation almost getting Lucifer down. But on Dipsy flickers into the backline, he's able to survive. So does Amir with a sliver of HP. But that Furious Dive to get onto Nero. And he is pulled back. But that is the AOG.
Team hero has
And
been
Nero
slain.
will fall to that damage coming in from Don Dipsy. But the Oigi Shadow kill from Super Solafide to secure 2 of those kills.
Legendary.
That's gonna be a real world manipulation used there, and they would be able to take this tower without much of a contest. Ooh, but over there in the backline, Blessed of a Moon Goddess actually able to keep them alive. The Higishaki will not be committed there. Darkstars actually sitting, Fluffy actually sitting at a 12k gold lead.
Blue team hero has been
And yeah, that's what happens when you're versus a 12k gold lead. It's just, you know, you don't dive in with into 4 people with your blazing duets. It's not, you're not gonna be able to survive that. You just get snuffed out instantly. But yeah, this looks like it might be the last lord of the game. They simply just don't have enough gold to be able to defend this, but I'm open to being wrong here. That Blessing of the Moon Goddess from Kitsune, as well as the Lockdown CC from Lucifer and the Black Dragon from Lidux might be able to keep them in, as Don Dipsy does have quite a bit of damage. Yeah, right off the bat, we're seeing that Black Dragon form being popped here, but that is the real world manipulation being used by Big Face, and the Lord will be able to match into the base. The Blazing Duets over here in the backline, but nope, they will not be able to defend this. And that'll be game 2 going to Fluffy as they move on to the lower bracket finals versus Alcatel. So, yeah, GG's to both teams. You can see Super Solafide over here with that 12.2 rating, 1502 MVP performance, and yeah, over there with Big Face still dealing the most damage for his team. So yeah, um, as usual, make sure you like the stream and subscribe, because if you're not, I would be watching you from your bedroom window. And we will see you guys again next time, tomorrow, with the next game, which should be El Catel versus Fluffy here. So good night.